Let's now talk about M1 Borrow, the second product offering from M1. So M1 Borrow is a really nice feature that I honestly use quite a bit, and it's available to those with $5,000 or more of marginable stocks or ETFs in their portfolio. Essentially, M1 Borrow is a low-cost portfolio line of credit with no credit check whatsoever. So if you're somebody who uses borrowed money, whether it's for renovations on your house or buying a new car or things like that, this could be an awesome option for getting access to low interest capital by drawing on your portfolio with a line of credit. So with M1 Borrow, you can borrow up to 35% of the value of your portfolio and have it deposited right to your bank account or to your brokerage account. So if you wanted to borrow money to invest in the stock market, which I personally don't recommend, they do have that option available. Or if you're looking to draw on that basically for revolving expenses or improvements on your home, something like that, this option is available. Personally, I used my M1 Borrow towards my Jeep that I purchased. Basically, instead of doing a smaller down payment, I used M1 Borrow, got about 30 grand at 2% interest because I have M1 Plus, and I put that money down on the vehicle because my auto loan was somewhere around 6 or 7%. So you can use M1 Borrow in those scenarios, and it can actually save you money if managed responsibly. Also, do keep in mind that even though the M1 Borrow rates have been the same for the last couple of years, they can change at any point in time based on the federal funds interest rate. So the standard rate for M1 Borrow for eligible users is 3.5%. But if you do have the M1 Plus subscription, that brings it down to a discounted interest rate of just 2%. So let's say, for example, you had $100,000 invested and you had M1 Plus, which is $125 per year. Assuming that all of these stocks and ETFs are ones that you can borrow against, and you can do this with almost all of them that are over $5 per share, you would be able to borrow $35,000 at 2% interest with no credit check. Not to mention, you could literally make that request on a Monday and most likely have those funds in your bank account or your brokerage account by the end of that week. And then in terms of repaying that loan, you're able to repay out of your brokerage account where it's going to sell off a little bit of your stocks to pay the interest payment. Or if you want to basically pay back the entire loan out of your brokerage account, you can do that as well. Or you can make payments right from your linked bank account. Also, last thing to consider here, keep in mind that because it is a portfolio line of credit, your stocks or ETFs serve as collateral for that loan. So if there was some freak event or if you made some really bad decisions and the value of your portfolio dropped substantially, I'm talking like probably 50% or more, there is a possibility that they could liquidate some of those assets, aka sell them, in order to cover that loan. So that is something to keep in mind as well if you do decide to use this feature.